Alright, I think we're good this time. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is there anyone in the chat who can confirm that we are live? Looks to me that we are. So, hey, welcome. Welcome once again. Sorry for the delay. A few technical issues once again. But we're back once again with a weekly stream of Causa, Voices of the Dusk. And for this stream, well, we've got some news for you. First and foremost, we have to give a big shout out to Maureen. She's over at Gamescom right now. That's in Germany, and she's representing our team. And she's actually done really good for herself over there. It's been a great opportunity. We've got a good chance to meet all these different devs and publishers as well. And we've got a few good meetings with these publishers, and things are looking good for us. Things are looking good, not only for Causa, which is our flagship game as far as as you probably know, but we also have a mobile game called Hexland Heroes, which is also in development, really close to getting done as well. And we are also looking for publishers, and we've got some good news in that regard as well. So things are looking good for us at Gamescom. So yeah, good news over there. Next, I do want to give a big shout out to all of our followers and everyone who supported us during the beta, especially to those who not only streamed but also supplied us clips of their streams so that we could have this compilation video. If you hadn't had a chance to check it out, I definitely recommend it. It's actually kind of, at least I felt really excited when I watched it. So it's a nice video, and I do recommend you check it out and give a shout out to all of the streamers and everyone who helped us get to this point. So thank you once again. All right. So that's big news out of the way. I do want to play a little bit today. It's been a while since we played on stream, so I kind of want to get online and put in some matches. I think I'm going to go ahead with the OP Please Nerf deck right now. Since, since there's no one online anymore, the beta is over. So I'm just going to hop in against an AI opponent and see what we get. Wild Speaker, hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you once again for joining us. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. This is the new intro screen. It's not quite there yet. We do have some particles we need to add, but it's looking pretty nice. So this is my Sneaky Beaky. No, this is not my Sneaky Beaky. This is my OP deck. And this one, I need Black Market Agent, and I need the Trinket Salesman. But I think this is a good starting hand. I think I'm going to hold on to this right now. And let's see what we can do. So the goal of this deck is to have both the Black Market Agent and the Trinket Salesman on the field, and then just kind of draw cards and play the supports that allow me to get more plays, and just kind of do an infinite combo on my opponent like that. Hopefully that'll work out. For now, I will play Manuscripts. I'm going to play the Street Vendor and draw a card. Hopefully get a wood one. Perfect, that's the Trinket Vendor. I already have all the combo, everything I need set up. So I'm going to go and click Ready. Overlay, thank you, Yali. So this is click here and click here. Oh, I forget. There we go. Much better. Okay. So, I do have some news in the end of Causa. Right now we are working on the single player mode, as you might have heard. And it's looking pretty fun, actually. We are still in early development, but I can kind of start it and give you some sneak peeks of what it's going to be about. Right? But before we do that, I do want to try and play here. No point in getting the Emblem of Wealth. I'm just going to get the Fortify right now. And I always want to have as many as these +1 plays as I can before I reached for Causa. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Orgonite right now. Have that there. And might as well, I mean, I do have my combo cards already, so there's not much point in drawing now. I want to hold on to this for later because the goal here is to do damage with the Black Market Agent. which every time I draw a card, I deal 2 damage. So I kind of want to hold on to my draw a card here. I do have my Trinket Vendor already, so I think that's it. That's all our turn for right now. So as I was saying, we've got some good news on the single player, and I can sort of start to tell you a little bit of how it's gonna play out. So our single player is it's unique in that it's not what you might expect. Single player is gonna be a draft-based campaign. So it's gonna be a campaign, right? You're gonna play the story, but the cards you're going to be using will be selected via draft, right? So you go into the campaign, you select which story you want to play. Say, for example, Madriare's story. You click on Madriare, you start playing, and the first thing you'll do is build a deck. And the way you build a deck is via a draft mode, okay? So you're going to draft up a deck, and once that's ready, you're going to start heading into the match against Madriare's opponents, right? So you're playing as Madriare, so you're going to be facing Madriare's opponents. I mean, it's not working just yet, so I can't tell you how good it feels, but in concept, I think it's great. So, I might be a bit biased, but, you know. Let's go ahead and attack right here. I do have another black market agent. This is perfect. And I do like Inheritance, but because this invokes resources and draws 2 cards, so it's a really good combo card. But I do need to dedicate. I need to get to 4 cards as soon as possible. I think I'm just going to go ahead and dedicate the Journey to the Unknown, because this is just +1 play. This just gets the 1 draw, and this one gets me 2 draws and resources, which will count as a support, so I will draw a 3rd card. So this is 3 draws, whereas this is just 1. Now this is free, and this is just, it does cost 1, but 1 action, but or 1 play rather. But I think the play to do here is just to dedicate this guy and hold on to my cards right now because they're good cards and I don't want to waste them just yet. Ready. Wild Speaker says the important part. Are we going to travel in the map? Yes. So the idea is you click on campaign, you'll be presented the world map of Causa. In the world map, on the left side, you will have your leaders, you know, the leaders that you have unlocked, and have the campaign available. You go and select one of those leaders, you click play, and that'll zoom you in to where that leader lives and where he's going to be facing these different challenges, right? All right. Before we get too much into that, profitable investment. This is good early game if I haven't found my cards just yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this away. And that gets me up to 4. Now, I wish I had more +1 plays, but hopefully we'll get some. So, what I want to do now is play the black market agent. Absolutely. And I want to have the Trinket Vendor on field as well. Now, I've done my 2 plays, but I do have this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this right away. And now I can play another card. Now, usually... here we have invoke 2 resources. So before I do this, I do have another +1 play. So before I do that, I'm going to require another black market agent to double up on my damage. Now we're ready to do it. First thing first, I'm going to invoke my 2 resources. These are both supports, so they both trigger my Trinket Vendor's skill, and both these guys attacked. And this one is every time I play support, draw a card. Every time I draw a card, I deal 2 damage. I played 2 supports. I drew 2 cards. I dealt 2 times 2, 4 damage, right? No, I think math is hard right now, but whatever. Thing is, we're doing good. Now, I'm ran out of plays, but I drew a Soul Ember, and I have an Organite in place. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the Organite. It doesn't really matter where. Just do it there, that's fine. And I'll play the Soul Ember. Well, that counts as a support, so I draw 2 more cards. Second card I drew is Winter Shortage. It's not quite what I'm looking for, but I could play this one, which is good. So, I'm going to activate the Soul Ember, get another play. And with my extra play, I will play the resources and draw 2 cards, and that might just be it. because that resource gets a draw, and then I draw 2 cards, and boom, dead. And then, actually, it just keeps going. Hey, there's a new victory screen. This one also is kind of a work in progress. It's kind of how it's gonna look eventually, but we still need the particle effects and a bunch of stuff as well. But it's looking a bit better, I believe. Please nerf. Yeah, that's gonna be nerfed. Absolutely gonna be nerfed. Right. What's the name of Causa's world? Astaria is the name of the continental region, I guess you could call it. But like worldwide, I'm not sure if it has the name the entire world. The place, the Dusk of Time. That's a cool name. I didn't know that. Awesome. Dusk of Time is the universe, rather. And in this universe, most everything that we know has just been devoured by the dusk, right? So this dust is this powerful kind of ash, I guess, and it devoured everything. I think we should be able to see a little bit of the dusk in my collection here. So if we just go ahead and click on Charms, and in the background, here's the dusk. So this is the dusk. It says, dusk is an ashen wasteland that seems to be alive and determined to ruin the world. It's what doomed ancient Valim, and its wind carries the whispers of the dead, right? The whispers of the dead. So, if you notice, the game is called Voices of the Dusk, right? And the dusk carries the whispers of the dead. So, that kind of leads into it, right? And the dusk has been destroying the world overlay. Thank you. Game menu. There we go. It's back to the game. So, the dusk has been destroying the known world, and everyone has been forced to evacuate, run away from the dusk. And they've all been sort of funneled into Astaria. This is the last known bastion of humanity. Everything else has been destroyed or devoured by the dusk. So this is where everyone has to live right now. And for some mysterious reason, I'm not going to go into it. I mean, I know the reason, but for some mysterious reason, the dusk isn't able to go deeper into Astaria. It just kind of gets off to the edges and can't get much closer, right? So everyone who ran away and found Astaria has found a bit of a safe haven where they can survive the dusk. And this happened, I think, 100 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. 100 years ago, everyone was forced to evacuate. They kind of just settled here. And the dusk has been at bay in this area for 100 years. So people have been, kind of developing and trying to get along with each other, or rather fight against each other, depending on what their ideals are. And that leads us into the current events of Causa. So when you play the campaign, you will be experiencing the life of the leaders as they are at this moment in time. Now, that might be that's as far as the plan is. That might change coming in the coming days, since we're still building up the groundwork for what the campaign mode will be. So there's still a lot of room for changes, where we might have things that might happen before the events of Causa, or maybe after, or maybe everything in the story is all at the same moment, or maybe it's like different moments in time. We'll figure it out. But that's kind of the idea. So the idea is going to be, you go over here, you click on play, and you click on campaign, right? In campaign, over here, instead of where we have this tutorial, this is going to be somewhere else. Instead of where we have the tutorial, you'll have a leader selection area where you select a leader, and you'll get a little bit of their of info about them and where they happen to exist or happen to be, right? So, say for example, you click Matriara, and you'll get zoomed in over here. This is Elir. This is the one independent region of the empire, and that's where Matriara lives, and that's where she has to fight to keep the independence of Elir, which is kind of a big deal, because Elir, this here, used to belong to the tribes here at the bottom, the Sylvan tribes. They're called the clans of Terak, right? The clans of Terak. So Elir was a Terakian clan, and then came along the empire and took over all this area, and they took over Elir, and they set up an empire right there. Elir is now belonging to the empire. And then there was a revolution. And in this revolution, Elir declared its independence from the Empire. However, the clans aren't very keen on letting Elir back into the clans, and the Empire obviously doesn't want nothing to do with that. So Elir right now is kind of alone in the world, where they have some sort of alliance with the clans and some sort of alliance with the Empire, but it doesn't really get along with everyone. And the only way they're able to support their independence is because Illyrian warriors are tough as nails. You know, these guys are hardy guys, right? And they live up on these on this mountainous area here. This is a plateau, right? The Illyrian plateau, and it's a harsh terrain, and their training regimen is just go up and down this mountain, and it's rough, right? It's rough, and out of that they get the strongest armies you will ever find in a study, at least. So the idea will be, as you play Madriada, you will have different campaign arcs, right? So you're not just going to play her story, you're going to play one of many of her stories, because she's got issues with here in the north, she's got issues with here in the south, and she might even have issues over here on the east side, on the jungle area. I'll let you maybe I'm spoiling some here, so I'm just going to keep quiet for now. But there is a bunch of lore tied to Madriada, as long as all the other leaders that you will find in the game. So maybe, for example, if you were to pick Ralgans or Desert, you might get zoomed in over here on the north, right? Somewhere around here, and he might have some issues over here, and maybe over there, and maybe he has some issues way down here. It has to be decided still, but the idea is heading in that direction, where each leader will have their base of operations, and their story arc will lead them towards their opponents, right? And tell you how they deal with the different issues that come along the way. Right. Back to the chat. Freaky Upstream says, thank you everyone. I'm glad you liked it. I'm fixing my computer to stream. So when you do the streamer day, yes. So that's thank you for mentioning it. So we will have more streamer days, streaming days that will be part of the upcoming event. I do want to talk about a little about the event, but first I do want to play another match. Kind of got that Causa itch going on. I don't know about you guys. Wild Speaker is asking, the campaign is going to tell the story of the leaders only, or it's a global path too? So that's a good question. As far as the plan goes, the idea is that each campaign will be tied to a leader, right? But that leader could be a non-playable leader, so it could be maybe Marcava, and Marcava might tell you something like all over the place, or maybe not. I'm not sure. As far as the plan says, is going to be tied to the story of each leader, but not like a linear story, a bit more of a like their situation more than a linear progression of this and then that and then that. It's more like this is a situation in which this leader is existing right now. Hi, Hacker Man, welcome. So that's going to be more or less the idea of the campaign. Multilineal storytelling. Yes, something like that. Thank you, Kenrick, and welcome. So it's going to be something like that. It's going to be every time you play the campaign, you might get a different story arc, and you might head a different direction, but you always start from the same place, right? Madriada, she starts in Adil, and then we tell you a little bit of who she has to fight, and why she's fighting them, and what kind of events occur during that fight, right? All right, let's go ahead and jump back into another game. I do want to try out my Sneaky Peeky deck. I've had very few modifications. I think it's working pretty well, but I do want to show these off. Hopefully I'll get the cards I need. This is the new intro screen I was telling you about. We still need some particle effects and have it, it's shiny, some bells and whistles and stuff, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. All right, so Sneaky Beaky deck, I think, is not so much of building a combo. It's more like kind of building around whatever I get. I do like the Tavern Stalker, but I think I'm gonna trade. I think I'm just gonna keep the Flurry of Knives right now. Hi, Riddler 6 Joker Hawk. That's a long name right there. Hello there, he says. This looks interesting. So yes, this is Causa, Voices of the Dusk. It's a game that's currently in development. We recently ended a period of closed beta, and I do have some upcoming events that will allow you guys to play the game once again. But before we get into that, I do want to kind of play this. So the Sneaky Beaky deck is all about buffing my my rogues and having the furtive effects. I can attack regardless of whatever overlay. Thank you. So I can attack regardless of whatever my opponent throws at me. So if he's got a bunch of vigilance, I just attack him anyways. And most of my rogues have hidden, so that they won't be able to get attacked. So they just kind of wait, and the idea is to just build them up, and eventually just kind of overwhelm my opponent with one big explosive attack. But to get there, we need to dedicate first of all. So if you haven't seen the game before, welcome Joker Hawk. If you haven't seen the game before, the way to play, the first thing you do is you need to generate Cause, right? So Cause is our game's analogous to mana or to energy or whatever you need to be able to play cards. You know, the level requirement here of the card, you need to satisfy that level requirement. Ours is the Cause, and the Cause is over here on the right side. So we can just go ahead and choose any of our cards, either in our hand or on the field, and drag them into our Cause. So I think I'm going to go ahead and dedicate the Port Swindler. There he goes. And as he's in my Cause right now, I'm generating 1 point of Cause, which allows me to play level 1 cards. So I could do the Information Theft and discard 1 card from my opponent and get 1 play for the turn. And I can also look into maybe our leader decisions. So as I'm playing as Bada, I get these decisions at level 1, at level 3, and at level 4. Bada is kind of a early game kind of character. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up Plan. I'm not getting really good cards right now, so Plan will allow me to pacify opponents, plus 1 play. Really, there's not much I can do right now. This is not a good draw. I'll just go ahead and end my turn. So the way the Cause works, so once I've got a card in my Cause, that card does not get consumed, right? So it's not like I have to spend my Cause to play the cards. The Cause is more like a requirement. If I have at least 1, I can play it. So say, for example, here, the Mocking Minstrel requires 1 Cause, so I can go ahead and play it. But my 1 Cause is not consumed. There it is. It's still right there, see? And now I'm going to go ahead and dedicate another card. I think I'm going to dedicate the Infiltration Blueprints, because I'm looking maybe... actually, I think I'm going to play the Street Performance so that he won't attack me. Here's a good card. So the Festival Thief is a level 4 card. I can't play it right now. It's going to be a while before I can play it. So I'm going to go ahead and dedicate it. As I've dedicated, now I've got level 2 Cause, so I can play level 2 cards. But the thing is, I can't do so anymore because I can only play up to 2 cards per turn, which is this number over here on the bottom of the screen, right? So I can only play 2 cards per turn, so that's about my turn. Go ahead and click ready. Yeah. And he's going to play a, what's this? Servant. Vigilance gets healed. That's no good for me. I think I might want to get rid of that guy. Freaky Upstream says, rogue deck? Yes, this is a rogue deck. This is exclusively rogues. All I've got are rogues. So the rogue right here at the bottom of the card, you can see it says rogue. Grant Furtive, oh, this is perfect. Trick is really good for me, but not yet though. Not yet. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and play Flurry of Knives first thing first, because I want to get rid of these guys. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Mocking Minstrel, since, you know, might as well. But right now, I kind of need to dedicate, but there's nothing I need to play. So instead of just dedicating willy-nilly, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate my Mocking Minstrel, because all these cards in hand I kind of want to hold on to. So I'm just going to attack with her first and then dedicate. That allows me to pick up my level 3 decision, which I think I will pick up the Plan, which adds 2 Mass Thieves to my hand. And I'm going to go ahead and play them both. There's 1, and there is 2. Perfect. So go ahead and click ready. Hey, Maureen's here. Maureen's in the chat. Hi, Maureen. I hope you're having a good time over there in Cologne, all the way in Germany. It's a long way from home, but I guess you're used to it by now. Right. Let's see here. I've got the Port Swindler. That's good. I need Intimidation. Don't I have Intimidation? It's such a shame I don't have Intimidation. I think I'll dedicate. I'll go ahead and dedicate the Street Performance. There's no need to pacify anyone right now. I do like Sabotage, and there's no point in doing that. So I'm going to head and play the Port Alleys and Infiltration Blueprints as well. And might as well play Sabotage so I can discard 2 cards to my opponents. And the Mass Thieves will also discard cards to my opponent. So this is starting to discard. It's a bit of a shame that I don't have the Intimidation because that goes really well with the discard mechanics. Maureen, yes, good news from Cologne. Yeah. I'm not sure if you were here at the start of the stream, Bot Speaker, but I did give a shout out to Maureen. Maureen, if you missed it, shout outs to you. And I spoke a bit about how we had a bunch of good opportunities to meet other devs and publishers over at Gamescom, and it's been really fruitful for us, and we've gotten really good news, and hopefully we'll be able to share some of this good news with you soon. So what's he doing? He's got a bunch of cards that recover his deck. That's okay. I'm not looking to deck him out. All I need to do is to buff my guys while I attack his deck. Though it's not working out so far. I need. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna head and play the Shiv here. Good. And Festival Thief is not bad. Port Swindler. I think. I want to play. No, Black Market Bandit is no good. Do I have Unmask? I don't. I think I had it at the start and I mulliganed it out. So I do like Trick. Trick is a good card to have up your sleeve, but I do have a Port Swindler as well, which I do like. I think I will dedicate Trick though. I'm gonna put that in my cause. Maybe trade here. Probably trade. Yeah, I think trade is a good call. Bam. Black Market Bandit. Sure, why not? And might as well play Conspiracy. I need to draw more cards. So something interesting about Causa, if you haven't seen it before, at the start of your turn, you always draw until you have 4 cards. So there's a good incentive to play as many cards as you can during your turn. However, the running your deck out is an actual valid strategy, and I think it's kind of what we're hoping to achieve here against the Erletgan. Because Erletgan, he has a very good value card, so this one has just a 4 cost and it has a 5/5. But the counterpart to that is that it has -2 cards to your deck. This is a mercenary. Erletgan is all about mercenaries. It's about paying these guys and they'll mess up your opponent for you. And this mercenary is kind of a big deal. However, I'm not too concerned because I finally got Intimidation. A bit late, but you know, I got it. There's no point in it right now. I guess this one will help me with the Intimidation. So Intimidation is every time your opponent loses cards in their deck, grant +1 attack to my characters, which is brilliant. I also want to play the Knight Companion to pacify this one, because this one's bad news. I don't want it to attack me. But before I do that, I'm going to play Information Theft, which will give me +1 play for the turn. So do that. Oh, make you discard a card. And as you discard a card, my Black Market Bandit gets stronger. I'm going to go ahead and buff him even more. And probably play the Knight Companion just so that you won't mess me up next turn. So that'll pacify him. She can't attack me. I could dedicate right now, but I already have 5 costs. Like the highest cost card in my entire deck is a level 6 Unmask, which I haven't seen so far. There's 17 cards left in my deck, so I might run into it later. But if I do run into it, I can just dedicate a card and we'll be ready to play it. And I do kind of want to keep my Black Market Bandit right now. There's no point in dedicating him, nor any of the other cards in the field. So I'm going to go ahead and smack his face. Bam. Turn. Husad says, "Qué lindo Causa in HD." Yeah, Causa is looking nice in HD. Oh, what's this? A bug. Null reference not set to an instance of an object. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and dismiss that. So right now, if you've noticed, I'm playing on my development build here on the bottom right. That's because, you know, since we are officially done with the beta, you can't normally play the game, so I just kind of have to cheat my way around that. And the way I'm doing so is with the development build. The thing about the development build is it shows you all the bugs and errors, which is good, but then again, you know, kind of shows me up. I do have lethal. Yes, I agree. I'm pretty sure I have lethal. I have that feeling. This is probably it. Since I've got right here the infiltration blueprints, it gets +2 attack to my furtive characters, and I have trick, which gets furtive to my characters. So this will get me +2 to all my guys just by playing it, the trick. I've got 10 plus 3, 13. I already won, right? I've already won. I could just go ahead and buff them even more. Play another infiltration blueprint, hit him up with trick, and that's more than lethal. So go ahead and smack his face. Bam. Yeah, feels good, man. There's a new victory screen. It still needs some animation to run in and come in at full force, but it's looking nice already. And we've got particle effects that need to be added as well. Alright, so, as I was saying, we do have some news I want to share. And that news is about the upcoming events. So, it's kind of a build up to kind of a letdown, because the news is there will be an announcement. The announcement is that we will make an announcement soon enough about when we will have the first events, right? So the first beta events. So if you're just joining us right now, up until recently we had a pretty successful closed beta, and everyone here was able to play a little bit of the game in its current state of development, and that beta is now over. Right? Oh, overlay. I remembered by myself this time. Check it out. Overlay. There we go. So that beta is now over. However, we will have beta events. So the idea of the beta events is that we want to test out certain features, you know, key features about the game. Most probably, what we want to be testing out is the campaign. I'm not sure what you're signaling here. Yeah, okay. We will most likely be speaking about having a closed betas about the campaign, about these different beta things that will, features that we'll be adding into the game. And the idea of these closed betas is of these beta events is that it's going to be like a mini closed beta, right? A mini closed beta. So the goal of that is going to be to have everyone have a small window of gameplay available, and this will be available to everyone who has a beta key, right? So if you've got a beta key, you're good to go. If you don't have a beta key just yet, please join us on our Discord, or you can also register on playcausa.com. There's a big register button that'll sign you up to be part of the beta. If you don't have a beta key just yet, just ask. Seriously, we're hoping to give these away. So if you just ask and you get the beta key, and if you've already got your beta key, you're good, you're set, you're ready to go. And all you need is to wait for this event. And when this event comes along, your game will be once again available for playing. So if you've got the game on your Steam right now and you click play, it won't let you play, right? It says thank you, but the beta is over. During this event, that message will go away, and you'll get to log in once again. And as you log in, we'll hopefully surprise you with some new features, and hopefully you can give us your feedback and tell us how you like them. And during these events, what we want to do is have streamers join us in and help promote the game as well. That really worked out well for us in our during the closed beta, when we had 2 streamer days where we just kind of had to invite certain streamers, you know, please join us for the cause. And that worked out wonderfully, and we want to kind of replicate that in the upcoming beta events. So, the news is there will be a beta event announcement soon enough, not just yet. And if you've got a key, you're set, you're good to go, and you will be able to participate in the beta event. If you don't have a beta key, just ask. We're on Discord. You can join the cause at playcausa.com/register. And I think that's about it for today. I've said everything I need to say. So once again, thank you once again for joining us once again. And once again, I'll say once again, just once again. Thank you once again for joining us at this stream. Thank you for everyone who's participated in the closed beta. Thank you for all the streamers who supported us with their footage so that we can make the compilation video. If you haven't seen the compilation for the closed beta, check it out. It's great. And aside from that, I think we are good. So, love you all. See you soon. And bye-bye.